Welcome to the Reality Revolution. Today I'm overjoyed to return to the channelings of the Arcturian Council. You can find these channelings in an amazing book called Ascension, The Shift to the Fifth Dimension, channeled by Daniel Scranton. These channelings are similar to Quo, but have their own unique flavor, and they talk about some interesting topics that Quo doesn't necessarily cover. In the previous episodes, we covered the transition into the fifth dimension, and now we're talking about creating your reality. These channelings are in shorter segments, so I'll read a grouping of these that are about reality creation. There are several. Greetings. We are the Arcturian Council. We are pleased to connect with all of you. We have observed the human condition for quite some time. We are amazed at how determined you are as a species to get what you want, to live the life of your dreams. The desires that you have fuel you. They give your life purpose and meaning, and they take you to new heights that you could not have otherwise found. Now, the reason that we bring this to your attention is because we want to lighten your load a bit and let you know how much is occurring on your behalf. You do not need to do so much at this point. You may still believe in hard work, perseverance, and struggle, because these are things that you can do to get what you want and to where you want to go. And these are not states of being that you want to be in. And we want to remind you of that. This is why we and others are always telling you about letting go and surrendering. We tell you to go with the flow because the flow is natural. It is already in motion, and it is taking you to where you want to go. Struggling will only lead to more struggling. Being is your true nature. You are human beings, and we are here to assist you in creating the state of being that you want to hold. The state of being always comes first, and your lives are meant to inspire you to desire certain states of being. We invite you to relax into those states of being. We invite you to reward yourselves for what you have already done, for what you have already accomplished. And we want you to realize that the ride that you are on now is a downhill journey. There's nothing for you to prove, and there's nowhere for you to go, other than where you are inevitably ascending into. When you decide that you're going to experience what you want to experience with ease and joy as your guides, and as your states of being, that is when you know you are on the right track. That is when the journey takes over and delivers you what you want. And when you do receive, you realize that it is always about finding the ease and the joy within yourself, and not about finding something to do or to accomplish. You are the most significant accomplishment of your life, and you continue to become more. We are the Arcturian Council, and we have enjoyed connecting with you. Creating 5D experiences. Greetings. We are the Arcturian Council. We are pleased to connect with all of you. You are ascending with a sense of where you have been embedded in that journey, and that sense, that knowing, is creating for you a more intense and potentially enjoyable experience. You are the witnesses to your own journeys. Some of you are becoming more aware of the lifetimes that you've led prior to this one. The more you recall, the more you can be a witness, the more that energy you take with you on your path to the fifth dimension. It is significant to recognize that you are not just leaving everything behind. Everything that you have ever lived in every single lifetime is valuable data. You've been explorers, and you've been exploring experiences and emotions. What you are doing with that data that you have collected is very interesting. From the experiences that you've had, you are creating the experiences you want to have as fifth dimensional beings. And the emotions that you have allowed yourselves to feel are meant to inform you about their corresponding vibrations. Now, if you can match the experiences that you want to have with the vibrations that you can extract from the emotions felt, then you really have something. You have the raw materials to create a beautiful world and life experience, and you have the tools to get you there. The more you familiarize yourself with how everything feels, the easier it is for you then to activate within yourselves that which you want to feel and therefore create with. This is why it's so important to embrace experiences and emotions, but it is also important for you to know that you have the power to create. You are the creators of the reality you've been experiencing, and soon you will be the aspect of yourself that has been doing all of the fine-tuning of that creating. You are becoming your higher selves, and that is an enormous undertaking. We are the Arcturian Council, and we have enjoyed connecting with you. You are the primary creation. Greetings. We are the Arcturian Council. We are pleased to connect with all of you. You are taking the energy that you receive and morphing it into objects, circumstances, relationships, new realities. You are taking consciousness and blending it with the higher frequency energies that are all around you. You see, you are a part of every creation. When you fathom the idea that there is no separation, you sometimes forget that it includes all of your experiences. You're not separate from what you experience, and you create using your own consciousness. So nothing is ever happening to you. It is all happening because of you. Not only because you exist, but also because you cannot help but create more of that which you are. Therefore, you want to create with the parts of yourself that you want to experience more of. You can embrace all parts of yourself and still be selective about which aspects you choose to create with. You are bringing about a whole new experience of the fifth dimension, and what you may not realize at this point is that you are that experience of the fifth dimension. It is you. You are the primary creation. So while it is interesting to learn about other worlds, other star systems, all of your abilities and everything else that is coming to your awareness, the most important factor is always going to be you. You will always be the primary event, the primary circumstance, the primary experience. Everything else around you is always going to fall into place to reflect back to you, not only who you are, but who you are choosing to be. Therefore, if you want to have a different experience of your world, you need to create a different experience of yourself. There's nothing more important than that you are aware. Be aware of what you are vibrating. Be aware of what you are choosing. Be aware of which aspect of yourself you are using to create your reality. And through that awareness, you will most certainly choose wisely. We are the Arcturian Council, and we have enjoyed connecting with you. You are awakened creators. Greetings. We are the Arcturian Council. We are pleased to connect with all of you. You have the creative ability to experience anything at all that you want to experience. You are now capable of jumping timelines and crossing over into parallel universes using nothing more than the abilities that you were born with. You've been practicing honing your skills and awakening new abilities to bring you to this point in your evolution. Now that you're awakened and practiced, we suggest that you experience the full extent of what you're capable of doing. When you want to experience something, if your desire is strong enough, then you will focus on the vibration of what you want to experience, and without any knowledge of how to jump a timeline or slide into a different parallel universe, you will. The first step in creating something new is letting go of what you've been experiencing. You let go of the same old experiences by releasing your resistance to them and your judgments of them. When you stop shaming and blaming yourselves for where you are and where you have been, you put yourself in the point of the creation process where many more possibilities are available. When you're tuning yourself to match the experiences that you want to have, remember that everything exists within you. The only way to miss your mark is to ignore it. If you ignore your power, if you ignore the potential that you have within you, then you will continue to be hypnotized by your current reality, your current life circumstances, but none of you are fated to be living anything at this point in your evolution. You are all awakened creators of your reality. We are the Arcturian Council, and we have enjoyed connecting with you. Creating your reality. Greetings. We are the Arcturian Council. We are pleased to connect with all of you. In the creating of any circumstances that you are living, you take into consideration everything that you can possibly take into consideration. You are thorough when you consider what it is that you actually want to create. But there's always more to the story than what you want, and sometimes your desires can cloud your vision. Sometimes you can find yourself desiring something that actually does not serve you, and that is because you cannot see the bigger picture. You cannot see all of the angles from your vantage point, and therefore at times you will call into question your abilities as creator beings, or you will question whether you actually do create your reality. What you create is always what serves you most. Now, at times, what serves you most is also in alignment with what you desire from your egoic perspective. At other times, there is something more for you that you can only receive by not getting what you wanted. And so we suggest that you always see yourself as a master creator being. And we also suggest that you look around for what it is about your current creation that you can now see is serving you better than what you originally desired. Your growth is inevitable. You are expanding, and you are becoming every single day. But there are circumstances that will accelerate that growth, and those are always the circumstances that you will create. And this is so because your primary creation is always you. You are the big prize, and when you look within yourself and you acknowledge that, well, then you can see the bigger picture. Then you can see why you have created what you have created for yourself, and why you have not created certain conditions and circumstances that you once desired. Make peace with all of your creations, and know that everything serves your greatest and highest good. We are the Arcturian Council, and we have enjoyed connecting with you. Predicting your future. Greetings. We are the Arcturian Council. We are pleased to connect with all of you. You are able to predict the future of your experiences by paying closer attention to the energy that you are giving off in the now moment. You can predict it because you are creating it, and it behooves you to accurately read your own energy. So, if that is something that you're interested in, we suggest that you start reading your own energy. Take your energetic temperature several times throughout your day to determine for yourself what it is that you're aligning with. Feel your future now. Now, if you're afraid of something that is coming up in your future, then it is important for you to move through that fear in the present. You want to have processed that fear before you arrive at the time and place of the event you are so afraid of. You can take the energetic temperature, and then you can clean house. When you clean house, you get rid of that which no longer serves you, and you make room for more of what does serve you. That is how you begin the process of creating your future. You create your future in your present. More importantly, though, you are creating the present. The present stretches itself out to become your experience of a future moment. Because you can only live in the present, it is so much more important that you take care of your energetic house in the present than that you attempt to manipulate events and people and anything else that you can control to assure you a better future. Start now. Start creating the future that you would like to see in the now moment. And remember that any future experience that has been foretold does not have to come to fruition. When you are a vibrational match to that future moment, you align yourself with that prediction. If you want better predictions for your future, start by taking care of your now and predict your own future by creating it. You do so with the vibration that you're holding in this now moment. We are the Arcturian Council, and we have enjoyed connecting with you. 3 small steps. Greetings. We are the Arcturian Council. We are pleased to connect with all of you. You have the ability to bring yourself into a higher frequency state much more often than you actually do. The things that you can do to naturally bring yourself into a higher frequency state are not a mystery to you. You know what they are, but instead, you often will stay in a lower frequency state in order to fix something or think it through. Thoughts and actions are the ways that you have chosen to get yourself out of a lower frequency state of being more often than not. The steps that you can take to raise your vibration hardly even qualify as steps. You can breathe, you can focus, and you can meditate. You can do all of these things without moving very much at all, and they are the most effective, the most tried and true practices that you have available to you. Focus on how you feel, rather than trying to think your way out of the feeling. Breathe your way through the experience you're having of the lower frequency state, and meditate to bring yourself to a calm equilibrium. From there, it is quite easy to go from that calm, neutral, balanced state to a higher frequency state. You often need to remind yourself of the importance of taking those very small steps, because of the rest of the world is trying very hard to think and act and speak their way into a better feeling state, or at least out of the problematic situations that they have created. You all who are awakened can lead by the power of your example, and you can do so much good for so many by taking those small steps to raising your own vibration. The rest of the collective will come along, but you are the leaders. You are the ones who know that what we are saying is true. So we are here to remind you of that, to remind you of how easy it is to feel better and to be powerful leaders in your community. We are the Arcturian Council, and we have enjoyed connecting with you. Claim your creations. Greetings. We are the Arcturian Council. We are pleased to connect with all of you. It is the perfect time for all of you to stand on your own 2 feet and look out into this universe, claiming it as your creation. We also suggest that you see the universe as a projection of your consciousness that is colored by the lens of your perception of it. We know that you have heard about these truths before, but what you may not have considered is which aspect of you has been doing the creating of your reality. And you may also be unclear about how much of the circumstances that you have been living were predetermined by you prior to your birth. It is true that when the ego gets hold of this information, it wants what it wants. Like a kid in a candy store, the ego runs wild and sets out to create everything that it has ever wanted. And that approach to creating a reality does serve you. That is why that information is given to the ego. But what you really want to do, what you really want to demonstrate to yourself, is your ability to create your experience of reality in the way you want to create it. Everything is about your perception of it and what you are willing to make out of it. Given your circumstances, how can you shift your perception of reality right now to actually change it? You are changing your experience of it and therefore creating it. Now, your higher self has been the aspect of you that has been creating your reality, at times in conjunction of the ego and at times in spite of it. What can you do then to create your reality in the truest and fullest meaning of that statement? You can merge your ego with your higher self, and you can become the reality you're creating. When you see yourself in that state of oneness, you truly have everything that you, on all levels of your being, could ever desire. We are the Arcturian Council, and we have enjoyed connecting with you. The effectiveness of action. Greetings. We are the Arcturian Council. We are pleased to connect with all of you. We have let ourselves observe the consequences of every action taken by every single human for an entire 24-hour period, and we did this because we wanted to see the effectiveness of your actions. We wanted to measure objectively what you were getting out of the actions that you have taken. And there's something peculiar that we have noticed about the actions that you take. They are mostly done without really examining what it is that you're doing. They're often done without having set an intention for them. Many of the actions that you take are habitual and therefore meaningless to you. So there is less attempting to utilize action for personal gain going on than you might think. Most of your actions are taken out of a sense of duty or obligation. Some are taken to cover up feelings, and those are the ones that we want to talk to you about here. When you take an action because you want to avoid feeling a feeling, you are really engaging in some ineffective behavior. You look to action at times to compensate for something, but as many of you have noted, there aren't enough hours in a day to give you the opportunity to take enough actions to compensate for something that is happening deep down inside of you. And so here's our recommendation for all of you. Observe your own actions. Be present and mindful when you take an action. Know what that action is meant to accomplish for you, and be aware of the vibration that you're infusing the action with. If you do nothing to change your vibration, then no amount of action taken from that vibration is going to change your circumstances. In fact, in order to serve you better, many of those actions will get you further into a hole, because it is only when you hit rock bottom that you're willing to look at the vibration that you're holding, the vibration that is at the heart of the actions that you've been taking. When you look at, feel, and raise your vibration, that is when your actions become most effective. We are the Arcturian Council, and we have enjoyed connecting with you. No challenge too big. Greetings. We are the Arcturian Council. We are pleased to connect with all of you. We are able to respond to individual requests that you make, and we are responding to the requests that you make as a human collective. And if you can imagine the quantity of requests that we get, you must realize that humanity keeps us quite busy. But this is what we do. We help humans. We also help other beings from all across the galaxy. If it is your singular purpose to do something, if you remain focused, then no task is too large. And ultimately, by helping you, we become more of ourselves, which is what we are after in terms of the experiences that we desire. Now, we tell you this because we want you to understand that no matter what you're facing in your life, no matter how big the challenge, no matter how insurmountable the task, you can achieve what you want to achieve. It does require you to focus, and you must open yourself to receiving, to be in the flow, to stay in the flow, and to welcome in what you have created with open arms. We can help you by getting you to focus, by giving you the energy that you need to accomplish what you want to accomplish, and by reminding you of the fact that you create everything. You create all of it, and you get to create it in the way that you want to experience it. We also want to add that we're not the only ones hearing your request. As big and as capable as we are, Source is much bigger and capable of handling all requests across all universes. So we just want to remind you that Source is also listening, hearing, and responding, and with a little focus and a lot of allowing and receiving, you can bring yourself to whatever experience you want to have. We are the Arcturian Council, and we have enjoyed connecting with you. The more you give. Greetings. We are the Arcturian Council. We are pleased to connect with all of you. It is the perfect time for all of you to be giving more of yourselves to everything that you're doing. The amount of yourself that you put into any task is in front of you is a message that you're sending to the universe about how willing you are to participate in its expansion. The universe is listening. It is paying attention, and it sees when one of you is putting more of your energy into something, and it can also see when one of you is phoning it in. When you are present, mindful, and giving of the energy that you truly are, you are calling forth more co-creative energy to come and play with you. You have the ability to shine your light more brightly than you have ever before because of the recent upgrades that you've received and because of the amount of energy that the Earth has received. You are in a position where co-creating with the universe has never been easier or more fruitful. One thing that we recommend you all do is to stop expecting the same results. When you give up, that is when you tend to no longer feel the need to infuse more of your energy into something. It is as though many of you have begun to believe that there is a futility to expending any energy whatsoever on your creations. But we are not only talking about the things you want to create now. We are also talking about the little things that you do, the small inconsequential tasks that you need to perform just to maintain your body, your home, and your vehicles. When you perform these tasks, see them as an opportunity to call forth more of your energy and to spread it around. When you do, you will create an opening for more energy to flow to you from this abundant universe. And that energy can be used to create anything. You just have to demonstrate to the universe that you are willing to play, and the universe will respond. The more you give, the more you get. We are the Arcturian Council, and we have enjoyed connecting with you. What others are creating. Greetings. We are the Arcturian Council. We are pleased to connect with all of you. When you are looking around at the circumstances of your life, and you are comparing them to the circumstances of someone else's life, it can be easy for you to slip into judgment mode. When you see that someone else has something in their lives that you do not, you can see yourself as flawed in some way or as being a bad little creator being. You may also go in the other direction and assume that the other person has done something illegal or immoral to have what they have. Whatever the conclusion you make, it will not serve you to slip into judgment mode, and it serves you even less to slip into comparison mode. You are creating everything that you see. The experience of your life that you are having is your creation, and that includes everything that is happening in everyone else's lives. So why would you create a circumstance for yourself that is less desirable than the circumstance that someone else is living? For one thing, you need to know that it is possible to be living what you desire to live, instead of getting down on yourself for not living that same circumstance as your fellow human. You can seek to feel that person's vibration. You can get inspired by what other people are living, just as you can have compassion for those who have much less than you. There was a time on your planet, not too long ago, when the majority of people would have assumed that those who were living in abject poverty had done something to upset God or the gods. You never know why someone has chosen the journey that they have, and there certainly is no punishment being doled out by Source or any other high-frequency being. When you want to express something in your life, and you feel the jealousy or that resentment coming up within you because you see others living it, that is an opportunity for you to release something within you. Release those negative emotions, feel them, clear them, and make room for the vibrations that are to match to what you want to be living. We are the Arcturian Council, and we have enjoyed connecting with you. The power of your voice. Greetings. We are the Arcturian Council. We are pleased to connect with all of you. In your delivery of a statement that you make to others, to yourself, or the universe, you are accessing the energy of that particular statement, and you are broadcasting it to anyone and everyone who is a vibrational match to it. Your accessing of that particular thought is something that you do rather subconsciously. Once you access a thought, you have the option of keeping it to yourself or sharing it with others. Now, of course, you have many ways of sharing a thought, but sharing that thought verbally, making your statement to the universe, is a powerful act, even if you are the only one who consciously hears it. When you infuse an intention and a vibration into a spoken word, that spoken word is very powerful indeed. What you need to recognize about speaking words out loud, making statements, making declarations to the universe, is that their impact will be quite dependent on whether you are making that statement because it is something that resonates with you, or whether you are making that statement because you're trying to resonate with it. Now, you can eventually resonate with a statement, but speaking it out loud will not be enough. You will need to feel the vibration of it, and you will need to match the vibration if you want the statement to have the impact that you want it to have. We are talking about affirmations, mantras, and other positively oriented statements that you can make to impact the creation of your reality. We suggest that you pay attention to what you say, how you feel when you say it, and what your intentions are for making that statement. When you match up your words with your thoughts and your actions, you are even more powerful. We suggest that you begin utilizing your voice to create your reality and to enjoy the reality that you have created. Use your voice, use all the tools at your disposal, and feel that alignment with what you want to create. We are the Arcturian Council, and we have enjoyed connecting with you. So this set of channelings gives a beautiful summary and structure for creating reality. Let's talk about some of the things that the Arcturian Council focuses on. One concept that we may not talk about in other reality creation episodes is that the higher self is the one that's creating. And so they give you a concept at the beginning, first of all, to let go, to go with the flow, that it shouldn't be difficult. but also that you may not be experiencing what you want to experience or manifest, and that sometimes you experience what is best for you even though it's not what you want. And that is because you're creating with the higher self. And as I have found, the more you link and tune into the higher self, the more you manifest. So the key to manifesting, in part, is tuning into the higher self. You can create with the egoic mind, but that's only when the higher self sees that as beneficial to you. They mention desire here, and many reality creators will say that desire is a good thing, as Neville Goddard says, because it's a signal for what it is that is available to you and what you want. But sometimes we let those desires distort what is best for us. They talk about predicting the future, which is essentially creating the future in the now moment. They emphasize that the now moment is the key to creating your reality, that you can do anything you want. There's no challenge too big. And they also emphasize that you can use affirmations and the power of your voice, but you must vibrate with the feeling of the affirmation, not simply say it. Now, a lot of this stuff may seem generic, and some of it's very specific, but it's coming from a higher source of being. They're saying that you can tune in to higher density beings and source as a resource for the manifestation of your reality. And so I will sometimes tune into Quo and beings such as the Arcturian Council and fine-tuning my intentions. Now, the word intention is an important part of their exploration here. You must put intention behind your actions and your words, and it must be an essential part of the reality creation process for you. And you can have anything that you want. Don't wait for it. You are the creator of the universe, and you must get used to the idea that the universe around you is what you have projected through your perception, and that you can change it, and you can have and do anything that you want, and rise into becoming your higher self and change the universe. You can find all episodes of The Reality Revolution at therealityrevolution.com. Be sure to check out this book, Ascension, The Shift to the Fifth Dimension, Volume 1, The Arcturian Council by Daniel Scranton. The link is in the description. I'm sending all my love and light to everyone, hoping you're having a fantastic day. And as always, welcome to the Reality Revolution.